5 ways women push our husbands away so that they do withdraw. Number 1, we make our husbands wrong, that nothing they do is ever right. A good man's nature is to try to do the things his wife asks him to do. But when they do them, as women, we always find fault. It's not when I wanted you to do that, or it's not how I wanted you to do that. It's not the right way. It's not enough. You're only doing it because I asked you to do it. And that's how we make how they do things we ask them to do, or the things they try to do for us, we make it wrong, and we always find fault. For example, we ask them to go to the grocery store and pick up some laundry detergent, and they don't pick up the right brand, and then we make them wrong for that. Or we ask them to help around the house and clean the kitchen or clean the bathroom or the bedroom or wherever. And then we find fault in how they clean or what they missed. We make them wrong for gifts and presents. They try to get us something special for our birthdays or an anniversary or Valentine's Day. And then we're unenthused by it, and it's not what we really wanted. Or why can't you get me the things I've told you that I wanted? Why did you get me this? Whether we say that verbally or it's written all over our face, you must understand our husbands can feel it, even if these behaviors I talk about are happening internally, ladies. They feel it. We're not so sneaky and a lot more obvious than we ever realized. Another example is we tell them we want more foreplay or that we need more time to get in the mood before sex. So they try to do the things we ask. And then, well, you don't really know my body, or you don't know how to touch me, or no, that's not what I was asking for, or you're only doing this because I asked you to do it. And so we're constantly sending the message again and again that they're wrong and nothing they do is ever right or enough. So their natural reaction, a good man's natural reaction when we make them wrong, is he stops trying and he withdraws because nothing he does is ever right. The second way, as women, we push our husbands away. Number 2, we are controlling. Everything has to be done our way. And our way is the right way and the only way. This sends a constant message that we always know better. And in that, we make our husbands feel incompetent. We can do this in a number of ways. We can do it. They're cooking something, they didn't cut the onion the right way or the vegetables the right way, or they're playing with the kids and no, they don't like that. You have to do it this way. And the problem is we micromanage all of their activities, making sure it's done the way we want and what we believe to be right. That we are right and this is how it needs to be done. And in that we are very, very controlling. And then a good man feels incompetent. I like this example. You see it all the time when I talk to men, or men share in the comments of the videos that I go to work, I have a very high level job, or he's a business owner and an entrepreneur and very successful, very competent in his line of work, in his career or in his business. And men will share this with me. I feel very competent, confident in my job. Do not have these issues in my job, but I have them in my marriage. And it's because they come home from work and we're micromanaging them and see them as incapable of being their own person and having their own way of doing things and thinking and what makes sense to them. That until we control them. The natural reaction when we control our husbands is that he stops trying and withdraws because he's treated like a child and is incompetent to think and act on his own. The third way, as women, that we push our husbands away to withdraw is we do not respect our husbands as men. Meaning we want our husbands to be like us as women. We don't value our husband's differences as a man and don't appreciate him for the things he does as a man, like working hard and making a living and trying to provide, or wanting a budget, or the things he does around the house that are the things he does as a man around the house, maybe tending to the yard or the garage and the things he enjoys doing, or the upkeep on the cars. And the problem is we want a man to think, talk, and respond like us as women. And we want them to relate to us emotionally and physically as women. That's why I will often say your husband is not your girlfriend. He is a man. We criticize them for any of their manly behaviors, whether that's watching sports, going out with the guys, hunting, golf, any activity they enjoy as a man, we will make wrong or frivolous or something they should grow up and no longer do. We also want them to talk in the same ways that we do, and maybe even express their feelings and talk about their feelings. And we're not respecting who they are as men, or we talk in circles and add a lot of details that aren't necessary. I have an example of this week in my marriage. I was wanting to share with my husband, I got some camping dates changed for over the summer, and I was adding a lot of story about what the events that led up to that and what it was. And it was so funny. Adam goes, in a nice way, but just, can you just tell me what you want me to know? And it was essentially, I got the camp dates at our site for Labor Day. And he was like, great, that's all I need to know. But we will just go on and add a lot of unnecessary details. They're not a woman. They don't care. They don't need to know that. They just want, what do I need to know? What are the facts I need to know here? So as women, when we treat our husbands like another woman, and we don't respect our husbands as a man, their natural reaction is to stop trying and withdraw because he's disrespected and not valued as a man, and that what he contributes to the relationship as a man is not valued. The fourth way, as women, we push our husbands to withdraw. We nag our husbands. I hear from a lot of women, I'm not a nag. I want you to assume you are. Because if you tell yourself you are not and you deny it, you will never see it. And what I've needed to see about myself as a woman is there are covert ways that I nag. It's not always an overt. So you want to shine the light to see, how am I a nag? Nagging is constantly reminding our husbands about the things they are not doing. And we can do that in a number of ways. It doesn't have to even be overt, but constantly reminding them about the things they are not doing. And what we want to understand is the more a woman nags, the less willing a man is to accomplish the task or request. I will say that again because that's really important. The more as women that we nag, the less willing a man is to accomplish the task or request that we have of them. When are you going to do this? You haven't done this yet. And one of the covert ways we might do it, maybe we ask them to do the dishes in the sink, and we go and we stand and we just look at the dishes, and then maybe walk off in a puff, and they see us. That's nagging. So we use nagging as a way to prove we can't count on our husbands to do anything. Then even more crushing is we'll say, fine, I'll do it myself. And then we take over and we do it. Or the other way that we do that is the silent takeover. So I use the dishes example again. We ask our husband to do the dishes. He needs a little time to decompress, and then he's going to get to it. It's not done on our time when we want it. So then we just go over and start doing the dishes. And our husbands hear us loudly clanking around in the kitchen, making our point, you didn't do this, and I needed you to do this. So when we nag as women, the natural reaction from a good man is he stops trying and withdraws because it destroys his confidence, and he rebels. He rebels. The fifth way that we push our husbands away to withdraw, number 5, we disregard our husband's feelings. We disregard our husband's feelings. When they try to share about what they are feeling and their own experience, we make it all about us. There's an example from another movie I like with Jennifer Aniston, but it's Bruce Almighty, and Jim Carrey in the scene is talking about his frustrations with his job and his life, and Jennifer Aniston, her character, starts crying. You're saying you don't like our life? Fine. It makes it all about her when he's just expressing his own feelings of what he's going through that isn't about her. So our husbands will share what they're feeling, and then we turn it on them and make it about us, but we turn it on them about what they're doing to cause their feelings and why they shouldn't feel that way, or telling them what they should feel instead. And one of our selfish behaviors in making our husbands' feelings about us is we're worried about what they are feeling and how that's going to affect us. So in that, we have no empathy, because all we can think of is ourselves, and we use their feelings against them. Another way this can come out is our husbands might share they're feeling discouraged in their jobs or upset about something going on with their family or with their mother. And then you should look at it this way. And we try to paint a silver lining around it and spin it around to be positive, instead of just saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, that sucks. I can see how you'd feel that way. That makes sense." But we can't do that because we're making it about us and how what they're feeling is going to affect us. So we try to get them out of it or cheerlead them out of what they're feeling instead of just empathizing. Like, yeah, I know that place. That's a tough place to be. Thanks for sharing. But we make it all about us. So when we disregard our husband's feelings, the natural reaction is he stops trying and withdraws because he is made to feel that his feelings do not matter. So those are the 5 ways as women we push our husbands away to withdraw.